Hi, in this lecture we will learn how to create 2D views. 2D views are important as we are going to use them to study the architectural plans, to calculate the loads, model the design, and finally to place them in the sheets that we are going to export at the end of this course. As mechanical engineers, we create 2D plan for each system for the same floor. For example, for the ground floor level, we create a 2D plan for the HVAC duct system. We create another 2D plan for the HVAC pipe system. We create another 2D plan for the water supply system, and so on and so forth. In this course, we have two systems. The first one is the HVAC duct system, and the second system is the HVAC pipe system, which provides the equipment with refrigerant in DX systems or chilled water in the chiller system. So from the ground floor level, we will create 2D plans, one for the duct and another one for the pipes. And same for upper levels. So how to create a new view from the levels that we have created in the previous lecture. Test. To create 2D plan from the created levels, go to the View tab, to Plan Views. As you can see, we have many types. For now, we are going to talk about the floor plan, and later in this lecture, we are going to talk about reflected ceiling plans. So choose a floor plan. From here, you have to choose the level that you want to create a 2D plan for. I will choose ground floor FFL. We usually use the finished floor level as a reference for our MEP elements. So I will choose the first 2D plan will be for the ground floor FFL. So choose ground floor FFL and click on OK. As you can see in the project browser here, we have a new view, and the name of the view is the same as the level ground floor FFL. And if you look here, the associated level is the ground floor FFL, this level. So this is the first view in our HVAC file. The first thing that you have to do after creating the 2D view is to deactivate the view template. If you go to the visibility graphics window by pressing on VV on your keyboard, or from the view tab, if you click on the visibility graphics, as you can see, all the options over here or the categories are grayed out, and the same for Revit links. And if you look to the view properties, all the properties are grayed out. Why? Because we have a view template activated in this view, which is the mechanical plan template. Click on it, and from here choose none and click on OK. As you can see, now all options are activated, and the same if you go to the visibility graphics, all options are activated. Why we use the view template? We use the view template at the end of the project once you want to export the sheets, to make sure that all your views have the same settings and same properties. But while your project is in progress, we don't use the view template. We will talk about the view template in details later at the end of this course. For now, make sure that you are not selecting any view template. Now I want to rename this view, so right click on the view and click on rename. I will type 00 just to sort the views, and here I will type ground floor, and here I will remove FL and I will type HVAC. So this view, okay, this message is telling us, would you like to rename corresponding level and views? Click on yes for now, and let's go to the 3D view. As you can see, we changed the name, but we don't want to change the name. Why? Because from the same level we are going to create more than one view. So I will undo and now rename 00-ground floor HVAC, and I will click on this message no. I want to keep the name as it is. So this is the first 2D plan. Now to create another one for the HVAC pipes, I will right click on this view and I will go to the duplicate view and I will choose the duplicate. As you can see, we have three options. We will talk about these two options later. For now, choose duplicate, and I will rename it to be 00 ground floor HVAC, and this one will be for the pipes. So here I will type pipes for the piping. So we have 00 ground floor HVAC for the ducts. Here we can add, and this one for the pipes. Now let's continue. We can duplicate this one to use it for the first floor. We can't duplicate it because this one is created based on the ground floor FFL. For the first floor, we need to create another floor plan, and I will choose, this time we are going to choose the first floor FFL, and I will click on OK. Now rename 00-first HVAC ducts. Don't forget to disable the template, choose none. Sorry, not 00, this one will be 01. Now duplicate, rename second FFL, 02. Don't forget to choose none for the view template. To save the time, I will speed up the video. For the roof, top roof, basement 1 and basement 2, I will create only one view, and you will know why in the coming lecture. Nothing new in these steps. Creating views in Revit is a repetitive task. For the basement, for basement 1, I will add -1 at the beginning of the name, and -2 for basement 2. These numbers are just to sort the views. After creating the views, I want you to go to the ground floor HVAC ducts. Select all grids. How to select only the grids? Right click on the grid. Select all instances and choose visible in view. As you can see, I selected all grids. After selecting the grids, I want to bin them. As you can see, we use this tool to lock the model element in place, so no one can move them by any mistake. So I will bin them, and from here I will disable selection of binned element. As you can see, after bin the grid, still we can select the grid, and to prevent that, you can disable the selection of binned elements, so no one can select the grid and move it by any mistake. And you can notice that we can select the linked files, the structural and architectural file. We learned how to disable selection of links from here. So now no one can select the grids nor the linked files. Before talking about reflected ceiling plans, please make sure that you have created these views as floor plans. And also, before talking about reflected ceiling plans, we have an important topic we have to discuss before moving to reflected ceiling plan: the view range. Click on edit in the view property and go to show. Make sure that you are in the HVAC. Make sure that you are in the ground floor HVAC ducts, so all of us on the same page. Then go to view range and click on edit and click on show. If you have the view range grayed out, then make sure to choose none for the view template as we said before. First, let's define the view range. The view range is the visible range. Elements outside the range will not be visible in the view. First, we have the primary range, number 5. Any MEB element in this range will be visible. We can control the top of the primary range from here and the bottom of the primary range from here. We place the MEB elements over here between the first, which is the top, and the ground floor, which is the bottom. For the cut plane, if you want the cut plane to pass through the architectural elements at 1000 millimeter, then you can add 1000 millimeter over here. And if you want the cut plane through the architectural elements at level equal 2000 millimeter, then you can add 2000 millimeter over here. For the view depth, we use it in case we have, let's say, drainage pipes under the slab and we want to see them. We can add the view depth. We can add a value for the view depth, let's say minus 1000 millimeter to see below slab. So this is the view range of the floor plan. In the floor plan, we see the plan from above. Imagine yourself at the top of the primary range and you are looking at the bottom of the primary range. In ceiling plans, your eyes on the cut plane and you are looking to the false ceiling of the building or to the top of the primary range. So that's the difference between floor plan and reflected ceiling plan. Now we are going to create reflected ceiling plan. How to create it? Same as floor plan. From the view tab, click on plan views and choose reflected ceiling plan. I want to create reflected ceiling plan for the ground floor FFL level. Click on OK. As you can see, this is the reflected ceiling plan, and here the associated level is the ground floor FFL. In the project browser, you can find it here in the coordination. As you can see, this is the reflected ceiling plan. Now, how to move it to be under mechanical as discipline and HVAC as sub-discipline? From the view properties, as you can see here, we have discipline, so I will change it to HVAC, to mechanical, sorry. And the sub-discipline, I will change it to HVAC. As you can see now, we have this reflected ceiling plan. As you can see, under mechanical, under HVAC. I will change the name to be 00 dash ground floor, and here I will type HVAC. I don't want to change the name of this of the level. Now let's take a look to the reflected ceiling plan. As you can see, we have different types of false ceiling in each room. Here we have the removable tile 600 by 600. We are going to discuss the different types that we have in this project. We have different types of false ceiling for each room. We are going to discuss the types in a separate lecture, but for now I just want to show you the difference between the reflected ceiling plan and the floor plans. In the reflected ceiling plans, we are seeing the reflected ceiling. In the floor plans, if you go to the ground floor HVAC ducts, we are seeing the floor of the building. This is the floor, the tiles of the building. How to check that? From the annotate tab, go to spot elevation. As you can see, this is the elevation of the floor, the tiles of the building, 150 millimeter from project base point from the zero level. If I go to the elevation, as you can see, this is the ground floor and this is the elevation 150. So this is the elevation of the floor from project base point. Now how to change it from project base point to be relative to the ground floor FFL? Just select the spot elevation, go to edit type, and from here change the elevation base from project base point to be relative and click on OK. As you can see now, the elevation of this tile is 0, I will go to the reflected ceiling plan and I will click on spot elevation, and as you can see, this is the elevation of the false ceiling in this room from the ground floor FFL. Let's check that. I will create a section like this passing through this room, and I will adjust the range of the section to be inside this room only, and I will go to view, right click and go to view. This is the ground floor FFL level. I will make a dimension from here till the false ceiling level. As you can see, 2925. If I go back to the reflected ceiling plan, as you can see here, the same value. Go to section again, and this is the elevation from FFL to the slab. This is the slab, and this is the false ceiling. I will create a reflected ceiling plan for the ground floor, first floor, and second floor only. Why? Again, go to view. As you can see, we have a false ceiling in the ground floor, we have false ceiling in the first floor, and we have false ceiling in the second floor. We don't have false ceiling in the basement 1 and basement 2, so no need to create reflected ceiling plan for these two levels. Only we are going to create reflected ceiling plan only for these 3 levels. Why we need reflected ceiling plan? To see the pattern or to see the types of false ceiling in each room, and that's important for us as HVAC engineers to choose the best and suitable equipment for each room based on its architectural finishes, the reflected ceiling plan. So I will go to the view tab again, and I will create another reflected ceiling plan, but this time for the first floor FFL. Again, I will move it from coordination to mechanical and here to HVAC, and I will rename it to be 01 dash first, and here I will type HVAC. The same reflected ceiling plan, second, rename 02 dash second HVAC. Now I will go to the ground floor HVAC ducts. Fit the view, I will delete this section, and I will delete this spot elevation, and I will save the file. In this lecture, we created the floor plans and ceiling plans. Floor plans are important to see the architectural layout and to see the furniture. Furniture is important to find the number of people in each space. Number of people in each space is important when we calculate the loads. And as you can see, in these rooms we don't have furniture, but I will show you how to estimate the number of people in each space later in the coming lectures. And the reflected ceiling plan are important to see the types of architectural finishes on the ceiling, and that will help us choosing the suitable AC system for each space. Now I will close inactive, fit the view, save the file. As you can see, the architecture layout is blank. We don't have the rooms names, and as HVAC engineers, we need to know the function for each room in order to estimate the load and to choose the best AC system for each room. So in the next lecture, we are going to learn how to activate and how to display the room's names from the architectural model. Thank you very much, and see you in the next lecture.